What does the price system do? In his famous 1945 article, The Use of Knowledge in Society, Hayek writes that the price system is like a vast telecommunications network, a coordinating system. On the production side, we can use a host of inputs to produce various outputs. How do we know what's the best input to use? For instance, why don't we make toilets out of gold? We could. How would one know to choose between porcelain, marble, steel, fiberglass? Since prices represent relative trade-offs, they play a critical role in determining how to best satisfy consumer wants. Hayek writes that the price system solves three problems. First, it communicates subjective valuations by consumers and producers. Ideas of how to innovate and use a given set of resources best is dispersed throughout the population. Only each individual knows their own desires. So all of these ideas must be communicated in some way. By having producers bid for resources and consumers bid for final outputs, each individual subjective valuation is communicated. There's also a significant amount of tacit knowledge that could not be fully articulated or transmitted, even if someone wanted to do so. The circumstances on the ground can change rapidly and very locally, leaving, quote, circumstances of time and place, in which there must be some decisions that are left to the man on the spot. But such a person needs to know more than just his immediate circumstances. Second, the price system solves a dynamic computational problem. As technology advances and as real shocks from weather and drought to war and pandemics all affect resources and our abilities to use them, the economy is constantly in flux, and even if, at the aggregate, our output statistics seem relatively static. Perhaps a product locally is not selling very well, but if there's strong demand elsewhere, one may do better to transport and sell it there and address a potential shortage somewhere else. Finally, the price system solves a generative problem. The knowledge that is required for us to negotiate trade-offs between various activities and uses of resources is only generated within the process of competitive bids and asks. For instance, when the price of an input rises significantly, this signals that innovators should investigate alternative ways to meet their needs for this input. These alternative ways may not, and probably will not, already be known, but the price signal will induce individuals to find them. Consumers didn't know already that they wanted smartphones until they were invented, and it's often the experience with the product that gives consumers a better idea of what features they want and appreciate, and which they're indifferent about. Hayek suggests that much of this knowledge does not even exist without the market process, so it cannot otherwise be communicated.